Paranormal Encounters, Law Enforcement Edition, Part 5. Can you say 5? She just said no. Sorry I haven't been on in a couple weeks, so I wanted to jump on here and give you guys another story about an encounter at work. When I retired from the sheriff's office, I went and worked a few years at a very small police department. So anytime a law enforcement officer starts at a new agency, they go through a program called FTO, which is field training. That's where they get to pretty much get training on the new area, the new system, computer systems, stuff like that. About a week into FTO, I was with an officer named Steve. He was showing me around town. And this was night shift, of course. And we were driving around, and we noticed a suspicious vehicle that was parked in a parking lot that no one should be parked in. And I got out. I started approaching the vehicle. And I looked in the windows. Noticed there was someone sleeping in the front seat and somebody sleeping in the back seat. I looked over at Steve, and he was still sitting inside the patrol vehicle, and I held 2 fingers up. And he was a bit in shock because, again, nothing ever happens in a small town, right? Especially people sleeping in a vehicle, and a suspicious vehicle at that, right? Steve jumps out of the patrol vehicle. He comes over to the car, and he looks in the front seat and the back seat. He looks up at me. He says, "You said there were 2. I only see 1." And I'm like, "No, there's 2. There's a guy in the front seat and a lady in the back seat." He's like, "No, look again." And I look in there, and I'm like, damn. There was only 1 person. She was in the back seat. So we woke her up, and she told us a really sad story. I mean, she lost her husband. He passed away. She became homeless, and she was just traveling through and got tired and fell asleep. I couldn't help but tell her I seen a man in the front seat sleeping when I first walked up to the car. And she started tearing up, and she says that had to have been my husband because I feel him around me all the time. I think she got some sense of comfort, though, knowing that someone else confirmed that he is still by her side.